In a quiet village by a river, there lived a young man named Aaron. He was known for carrying a large leather bag everywhere he went. The bag was filled with pebbles, each one carefully chosen by Aaron, and it weighed him down. Whenever people saw him, they would shake their heads and whisper, "There goes Aaron with his heavy bag." One day, a young boy named Nilo, curious and bold, asked, "Aaron, why do you carry that bag everywhere? It looks so heavy." Aaron smiled faintly, though his face looked weary. "These pebbles are important to me. Each one represents a mistake I've made or a time I've failed. Carrying them reminds me to never make the same mistakes again." Nilo frowned. "But doesn't it hurt your back? You could just remember your lessons without the bag." Aaron shook his head. "No, Nilo. It's not that simple. If I don't carry the weight of my past, I'll forget. And if I forget, I'll fail again." As time went on, the bag grew heavier. Every time Aaron made a mistake, whether big or small, he added another pebble to the bag. He added one when he accidentally hurt someone's feelings with careless words. He added another when he failed an important task. Soon, the bag became so heavy that Aaron struggled to stand upright, but he refused to let it go. One morning, a monk named Kieran came to the village. Known for his wisdom, Kieran often traveled to help those in need. When he saw Aaron struggling to carry the bag, he approached him and said, "Why burden yourself with so much, my son?" Aaron sighed and wiped the sweat from his brow. "These pebbles remind me of my mistakes, sir. They're my lessons, and I carry them so I won't forget." The monk smiled gently. "And has carrying them helped you avoid mistakes?" Aaron hesitated. "Not really. The bag just keeps getting heavier. But if I let it go, I'll feel like I'm ignoring my failures." Kieran nodded thoughtfully. "Come with me to the river," he said. The two walked in silence until they reached the riverbank. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and the sound of rushing currents filled the air. Kieran bent down, picked up a smooth pebble, and handed it to Aaron. "Tell me about one mistake you've made that weighs on your heart," Kieran said. Aaron stared at the pebble in his hand. "A few years ago, I had a terrible argument with my best friend Sam. I said things I didn't mean, and we haven't spoken since. I regret it every day, but I can't undo what I said." The monk gently took the pebble from Aaron's hand and tossed it into the river. It disappeared with a soft splash, swallowed by the water. "Does throwing the pebble change what happened?" Kieran asked. "No," Aaron admitted. "But it feels lighter." Kieran nodded. "Exactly. The memory remains, but the burden does not. You don't need to carry it to remember the lesson." Kieran then took Aaron's bag, opened it, and began tossing the pebbles into the river, one by one. Aaron panicked. "Wait. Those are my memories. My lessons." Kieran paused, looking at Aaron with calm eyes. "Tell me, how many pebbles are in this bag?" "I don't know," Aaron confessed. "Too many to count." Kieran smiled. "If you can't remember what each pebble stands for, then what use is carrying them? Learn the lesson and let go of the weight. Holding on to guilt and regret doesn't teach you, it traps you. Reluctantly, Aaron watched as Kieran continued to empty the bag. With each splash of a pebble hitting the water, Aaron felt a little lighter. When the bag was finally empty, he realized he could stand up straight for the first time in years. That evening, Aaron sat by the river, reflecting on his life. He thought about Sam, the friend he had lost because of his pride. The weight of regret had stopped him from reaching out, but now, he felt a flicker of hope. The next day, Aaron decided to visit Sam. He knocked on the door, heart pounding, unsure of what to expect. When Sam opened the door, there was a moment of silence before Aaron said, "I'm sorry. For everything." Sam's face softened. "I've missed you, Aaron. Let's start over." Aaron realized that letting go of the pebble didn't erase the past, but it allowed him to take a step forward. From that day on, Aaron lived differently. He still made mistakes, everyone does, but instead of adding pebbles to a bag, he wrote down what he learned in a journal. He reflected, forgave himself, and moved forward. And the bag? He kept it as a reminder, not of his failures, but of the day he chose to let them go. Let's learn some words from the story.